This is Business Week Armenia, CivilNet's weekly business digest. Here are this week's top stories. The company behind a scrap metal plant under construction in an Armenian border village that has been subjected to repeated Azerbaijani shelling reportedly plans to relocate the multi-million-dollar project. The news was announced by Armenia's economy minister, Vahan Kerobyan, who told reporters Tuesday the smelter will be built somewhere else in the vicinity of the border village of Yeraskh. When asked if that, in effect, meant Yerevan had caved into pressure from Baku on the issue, Kerobyan responded, "We are dealing with private investors who decide their further actions on their own. Given the geopolitical and regional environment, we are trying to be as helpful as possible." The company, GTB Holding, has so far not commented on the matter. The smelter, a $70 million joint venture between Armenian and U.S. investors, was initially due to be located just hundreds of meters from the border. But since ground was broken there earlier this year, the construction site has come under repeated cross-border shelling from Azerbaijan, with one incident in June leaving 2 Indian nationals working there seriously injured. That prompted the State Department to issue a statement expressing deep concern over the apparent targeting of a U.S.-affiliated company. A crew from RFE-RL's Armenian service has since reported seeing a new and active construction site near the town of Ararat, several kilometers from Yeraskh. CivilNet has not independently confirmed that development. Azerbaijan has repeatedly accused Armenia of greenlighting the project in violation of a United Nations treaty regulating potential cross-border environmental damage. Yerevan and GTB Holding have dismissed those claims. Preliminary results from an independent feasibility study ordered by the Armenian government reportedly show there is sufficient demand to justify the construction of a so-called dry port in the city of Gyumri. That is according to Kerobyan, the economy minister, who said Tuesday a final version of the study is expected by the end of the year. CivilNet has not independently viewed the feasibility study, which is being done by MTBS, a leading Dutch consultancy specializing in freight transport. The government first put forward a proposal 2 years ago to set up a large industrial park and special economic zone in Armenia's second city of Gyumri, a plan officials say could help unlock landlocked Armenia's economic potential. Pending positive results, Kerobyan said, the Armenian government plans to begin the process of issuing tenders for the multi-million-dollar project next year. Earlier this year, CivilNet sat down with the project lead, Charles Malas, to talk about the venture. You can find our full interview with Charles Malas up now on our website and YouTube channel. Armenia's central bank this week cut interest rates by 25 basis points to 9.5% amid easing inflation and faster than expected growth. 12-month inflation increased in September, ending the month at 0.1%. 12-month core inflation continued to decrease, ending the month at negative 0.1%. Armenia's monetary authorities said in an explanatory note Tuesday. It marks Armenia's 4th interest rate cut since June. Prior to that, the central bank had not lowered rates for more than 2 years. Meanwhile, Armenia's economy continues to expand substantially after an eye-popping 12.6% growth in gross domestic product last year, largely on the back of massive inflows of capital and labor from Russia and soaring trade between the two countries. In September, Armenia's central bank hiked its GDP projections for this year to 7.2%, citing stronger than expected showings in the construction and service sectors. Figures out last week from Armenia's Statistical Committee showed double-digit growth in construction, services, and trade in the first 3 quarters of the year, even while agriculture remained largely stagnant and industrial output dropped slightly. And, as always, please follow CivilNet for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground here in Armenia.